Hello everyone. Today I'll walk you through each step of the repair process in detail. An experienced mechanic dressed in traditional attire carefully dismantles the wreckage, lifting the entire chassis on sturdy jacks. An elder craftsman and his young apprentice collaborate to forge new structural components from raw steel. Using a heavy, grooved metal hub as a makeshift anvil, they meticulously shape a long metal bar. The younger man swings a heavy sledgehammer with rhythmic force, his powerful blows guided by the elder, who expertly positions the steel to achieve the perfect curve. This is a display of pure manual labor and generational skill, transforming a straight, rigid bar into a gracefully arched beam, one strike at a time. With the new frame pieces fabricated, the reconstruction begins. A young welder climbs into the skeletal remains of the cabin. He works diligently, his welding torch casting a brilliant dancing light as he fuses the new roof supports into place. The freshly hammered curves are lifted and passed to him. With a few taps of a hammer, he sets them perfectly, and the new rounded silhouette of the cabin starts to emerge from the ruins. Others join in, measuring, hammering, and welding with intense focus. They work in seamless coordination, a symphony of manual tools and practiced expertise, piece by piece, rebuilding the truck's frame and restoring its form and function with their bare hands. With the truck's new frame in place, the skilled craftsmen begin the intricate process of creating its new skin. Two men carefully lift a large, custom-shaped metal panel, holding it against the cabin's side to check the fit. Once aligned, a welder tacks it into place with a blinding flash of light. A colleague immediately follows with a hammer, tapping along the welded seam to perfectly meld the new piece to the existing structure. They work in tandem, one fusing the metal with intense heat while the other shapes it with precise rhythmic blows, ensuring a seamless and strong bond. The focus then shifts to the front of the cabin where even more detailed work is required. The master craftsman measures and fits a new curved support beam along the bottom edge, which is then welded and hammered into its final shape. Smaller, more complex pieces are fabricated from scratch on the ground. A worker meticulously cuts circular holes for the headlights from a flat sheet of metal, then expertly bends and welds the pieces together to create a custom headlight housing. Each component is handcrafted with remarkable precision. Another artisan takes a flat piece of sheet metal, marks a complex curve, and carefully cuts it out with powerful hand shears. He then hammers it against an anvil, skillfully shaping it into a new section of the fender. Piece by piece, the front of the truck is reborn. The newly created headlight assembly is slotted into place and secured with more welding and hammering. The custom-cut fender pieces are carefully fitted and fused to the body, restoring the truck's distinctive rounded front. An angle grinder then comes into play, sending a shower of sparks as it smooths the rough welds, preparing the new bodywork for The damaged frame, a skeleton of heavy steel beams, is the first focus. Workers meticulously dismantle the bent and broken components. One man uses a sledgehammer to knock away remnants of old metal, clearing the surface for repair. Another stands atop the frame, using a heavy tool to break apart stubborn, damaged sections, preparing the foundation for its rebirth. The bent main beams are too thick to be hammered straight. Instead, the team employs a powerful, manually operated screw jack. This immense tool is positioned between the two main beams. A skilled worker inserts a long steel rod and begins to turn it, applying incredible force. With each rotation, the jack expands, slowly and deliberately pushing the warped steel back into perfect alignment. The process is a testament to raw mechanical advantage and patient, persistent effort. Once the mainframe is straight, the focus shifts to reinforcement. New cross members and support brackets are needed to restore the chassis' structural integrity. A craftsman uses a fiery cutting torch to slice through thick steel plates, shaping them with practiced precision. These newly fabricated pieces are then carefully lifted and fitted into place between the main beams. A welder, his face protected by a mask, expertly fuses the new components to the old frame, his torch spitting a shower of brilliant sparks as he lays down strong, clean welds. Finally, the team prepares the chassis for reassembly. A large, powerful drill is brought in, suspended by a chain. One worker operates the drill, leaning into it with all his weight, while another carefully applies lubricant to the drill bit to prevent overheating. They work together, drilling precise holes through the thick steel for the final bolts and fixtures. With the frame now straight, reinforced, and ready, the truck's foundation has been fully restored, a testament to the team's incredible skill and hard work. experienced craftsman sits on the ground, meticulously cleaning and reassembling a key component of the axle housing. He uses a long wrench to carefully tighten the bolts, ensuring every part is perfectly seated and sealed. Meanwhile, another worker, his face shielded by a welding mask, lays down a strong bead of molten metal, fusing the massive axle directly to the wheel hub. The intense arc of the welder's torch illuminates his focused work, permanently joining the heavy-duty steel components into a single, robust unit. Once the axle and wheel assembly is complete, the true scale of the operation becomes apparent. It takes the coordinated effort of several men using sheer muscle power to roll the enormous dual-tire setup into position beneath the waiting chassis. They push and guide with practiced precision, slowly maneuvering the heavy assembly into its final place. With the axle in position, the team begins the painstaking process of installing the suspension. They carefully prepare massive, multi-layered leaf springs, the backbone of the truck's heavy load capacity. Using a chain hoist, they lift one of the incredibly heavy spring packs, expertly guiding it into its mounting bracket on the chassis. With the spring resting on the axle, a mechanic fits a large U-bolt over the top, hammering it into place before methodically tightening the nuts below. This crucial step is repeated with care, ensuring the truck's suspension is not just restored, but built to withstand the toughest conditions. Thank you for watching. See you in the next car repair video.